Everyone, we are live on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jared Hall from Entertainment Weekly here on a very full couch with the cast and director of the Book of Henry. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll start down at the very end there. Director Colin Trevorrow. We have the stars Jane Lieberher, Jacob Tremblay, and Maddie Ziegler. You may recognize all of them for various reasons. This guy, I mean, certainly held his own with Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy in St. Vincent. You were fantastic in that movie. Loved it so much. This one right here, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be very successful at all. I'm just kidding. You are... I cannot get enough of you. Room... I maybe saw 3 times and like cried profusely each time, so thank you for that. And this one right here, man, Maddie can kill it with her dancing. You probably know her from Dance Moms or the Sia movies, or Sia music videos, or gosh, even Pretty Little Liars you were on. You have a voice role in Leap coming up, right? Mm-hmm. You're staying busy. So thank you guys all so much for being here. This movie, The Book of Henry, Colin, I should probably start with you because you came off of Jurassic World, an enormous film. Congratulations, by the way, on that. And went into this considerably smaller, dinosaurless, very intimate movie. But you'd had your eye on this for a while, right?
Yeah, dinosaurless could be considered a spoiler. There might be dinosaurs in it.
Yeah,
you never know. Yeah, I did. You know, I looked at this before I was offered Jurassic World, and it's something that I loved it. It's something that made me remember what it was like to be a kid and have the feeling that this character has, which is that there's good and evil in the world, and if something's going wrong, you got to stop it. And I love that about this character. And so after that film, I came back to the producers and said, please, can I still do this? And they never thought that I would come back. They were like, you're going to be on a boat or something after that movie, and we went and we all did it together.
Well, I guess that's one of those things. Maybe like the stars aligned, timing was all right. Yeah, you kind of maybe needed to do that and then come back. You know what I mean? Did it feel like one of those things for you?
Yeah, I made it align. I had a short little window of time that I could do it, and so we put it together really quickly. We were shooting it 3 months after Jurassic World came out, so we still had all the Legos, so he could build all the Lego sets. They were all downstairs in the basement where the school was, and I just feel like it's important that we keep telling original stories, not just new versions of the things that we loved when we were kids, even though I loved doing that too. It really mattered to me.
Yeah, you love doing it so much, you're going to be doing it again. We'll talk about that later. But that's a really interesting point that you brought up, original stories, because this is an original story, even though I think for a while there I thought, oh, the Book of Henry, it must be based on a book, but it's not, which I think is going to be of great benefit to the audience, because there are things that happen with some of these characters, I don't even want to say which ones, because it could spoil something, that are so completely unexpected, but in the most wonderful way, the way it services the story and propels things forward. So, Jaden, let me come to you, because your character, the Henry of the Book of Henry, he's a kid genius. He takes care of the household, takes care of mom, the finances. We know there is a lot of money involved. You're on the phone, like, dealing with stocks and all this stuff. But you know something is going on next door with Maddie's character, Christina, and her stepdad. And you really want to take action. You're kind of advised, no, we don't get in people's business. And that's where things go from there. As you're reading this script, I don't know how much you knew before you read it, but I have to wonder what you thought when it came to a certain point, something happens with the character and things move forward. Like, what were your thoughts as you're going through reading this script?
It's an interesting script, and when you're reading it, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's happening next. Just like the preview, and people didn't expect it to go kind of. They didn't expect to see some bad things happening. They were expecting just a funny family movie. So it just keeps surprising you when you're.
And by the way, it is still funny. There are funny moments.
Yes,
and it absolutely is a family movie. Yeah. But it. It's so much more than that.
Yeah, it's more than that. It's much deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. So then it was like no-brainer for you, like, oh, I've got to play this kid?
Yes, of course. I mean, Henry is an amazing character, and I'm honored that I got to play him.
Yeah. Did you like what was your initial impression of him? Is he someone like you could identify like, oh, I would be friends with him in school?
I mean, even though he is like you said, a genius, and he is a normal kid. Like, people can easily get along with him. Other kids like really respect him, and they look up to him. And so yes, I definitely wanted to play this character because I kind of saw a normal person in him.
Well, someone who looks up to him, younger brother Peter. Yeah. Now tell me about your experience here, because what most people are have seen you from in Room and whatnot. You're often in movies with a lot of adults, and in the case of Room, with a dog. But this here, you got a chance to be among actors more of your own age. How was that dynamic for you?
It was sorry. It was fun. I mean, yeah, we did have to do school, but
that little thing.
I always tried to get out of it, and it was a big distraction for Maddie and Jaden. So we had to take breaks, and Maddie would teach us stretch moves or
I would, to just calm everyone down a little bit.
Dance moves, and she could put up her leg like and touch her forehead. So that was really cool.
I can imagine. So no, wait, talking about teaching dance moves, and like, so you were like, were there dance offs? Because if you've seen the videos of him from like at Oscar parties and stuff, I mean, you've got some moves in those Uptown Funk videos.
They were doing some dance offs.
Oh, they
I
were.
would challenge her all the time.
And he would win.
He would
He won.
challenge you.
He won.
I won constantly.
Every time.
My mind
I
is
felt
blown
so
right
defeated.
now.
I was just-
Really?
That is very untrue, but
Is this a very specific style of dance that you excel in?
yes,
Throbbing
it's-
in pain.
yeah, I can't dance whatsoever.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm good at that. I'm good at like looking like I don't know what I'm doing.
You have non-dance moves.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. See, own it. You got to own it there.
Yes.
Maddie, with Christina here, it is your feature film debut. You've acted in some TV shows, of course, but your feature film debut. What's that mean to you? What's it mean for it to be this movie?
It means so much to me, especially because it was this cast and this director and everything, and I was really intimidated walking in because I was the only one that hasn't done a movie before, and it can be, I mean, really scary because
Things you got to learn on the spot too.
right, and I was just hoping that I could execute it well enough, but without the help of them, I think I wouldn't have done as well, just because I learned so much even just from watching them and the way they would hold themselves on camera. So
It looks like she executed things just fine.
She's so good, man. She's so good.
Yeah.
All of these guys. I mean, it's really, you can only hope when working with younger people that they're going to be as natural and as real as they were all able to be. And the movie definitely delves into some challenging issues and emotions, and for all of them to be able to handle all that while taking care of each other, we became a family. That's how these movies go. And Naomi, who can't be here because she's in Budapest,
Europe, yes, yeah.
she's actually working with the leading lady of my next movie. They're making a movie together, and so she sends all of her best. But she became kind of the den mother of our movie.
And these two, of course, know her, have worked with her before.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah, but to that point, of course, you, like you said, when you're dealing with a movie that's so full of younger actors, I don't know how much tougher that makes the casting process. But of course, you got some good ones here. But what did they deliver that you weren't expecting?
I
Just
think,
act like you're not here right now.
yeah,
so
no,
we
I'm
can
going to
make-
say really good things about all of you.
Yeah.
Well, I think each of them. I think I was most surprised with how comfortable Maddie was able to become and how quickly, because it's weird being under all these lights and those cameras in your face. It's sometimes it can really throw you off your game. There's no place in your natural life where that happens, and so for these guys to guide her into a place where she felt comfortable, and I relied on them just as much as anyone else to do that. You're always great. I mean, what am I going to say, man? Like, you're so consistently just dialed into how that character is feeling at that moment. And your mom is great because she has a way of talking to you where you guys are really able to find emotions that I think a lot of adults have a hard time tapping
Tears
into.
again. This one got me again in
Yeah.
this movie. Yeah.
And I was really,
Darn you.
when Jaden started doing what he came in prepared to do something very specific with this character, and it surprised all of us. And it wasn't what we expected. And he wasn't a precocious kid who felt like he knew he was smarter than everyone, even if he did. And his emotional IQ was really high. His EQ was very high, and his empathy was high. And it was such a beautiful performance that it's sort of like I didn't talk to him much because it's like you got a pitcher who's pitching a perfect game, so I just sat back and just watched what he was doing, and it was pretty incredible.
Oh, that's a great compliment there. Pitcher with a perfect game. And that's true because it's not a book. There's not a lot of extra material for these guys to rely on for any extra background information on these characters. So
no, and it's also there's not even a kind of movie they can watch to demonstrate what
that's
they're trying
very
to
true.
do. It's a complete original.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was someone asked us if we could like relate this to another film or TV show, and we were like, it's just like it's very original.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the thing people might latch onto just because it was so popular recently is Stranger Things, but that really is only because you have the younger cast leading the way. But beyond that, there is mystery involved here. There is adventure. There are lots of emotions at stake. Parental issues going on, of course. But it's the Book of Henry. If you're just joining us here on Facebook Live, you have got to see this movie. We are with the director and the cast. Maddie, I want to ask you, because your character is so silent often, and for a very good, well, not good reason, but you know what I mean. There's a good reason for it. Your character being abused by her stepfather. There comes a point where you finally get to really express to everyone what is happening in your life in dance. How did your history, your experience with dance translate to acting and to this role in particular?
Yeah, well, I feel like dance helped me a lot transition into acting, because when you're dancing you have to emote and you have to draw from these emotions, and
which is why you're one of the best, because at your age you do it so well.
Thank you. But I was so excited that I got to kind of show that dance piece in the film, just because that's me, and it was really cool that I got to bring both acting and dancing into one. And
which we need to mention, the dance in the film. What is it? It just went up on it's on Instagram.
Yeah.
So when you're done watching us here, you can check out the full dance. It is not quite the same in the film in terms of you won't see it as one just fluid dance. It is a very intense moment in the film, cut together in a way that really drives that third act, and it's just wow. It's something else. Hey, we have some fan questions. Should we ask those? Because we got fans to submit those. Let's hear. I will just pull up the old iPad here. Here we go. If you guys were a genius like Henry in real life, what would you do with that knowledge? Oh, he knows the answer. Go for it. He buzzed in right away. It's like Family Feud. Survey says.
Surveys.
obviously Steve Harvey.
What I would do if I was as smart as Henry, I would probably make a motorcycle that I would be able to ride.
Specifically just for you.
Like a motorcycle that would turn into a robot. So it would be like a transformer.
Okay.
And it would drive for me, so I wouldn't have to practice all the movements of like.
I think there might actually be an original screenplay idea here somewhere,
Yeah.
and we might know
Be
someone
like
who could help with that.
A kit, but a motorcycle.
Right, Kit from. Wait, you're talking about Kit like the car? Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, wow, you know your 70s and 80s pop culture here.
That's how you do the Knight Rider.
Yeah, exactly. And we have one for you. No. Do you guys have an answer for that? Do you know what you would do with that kind of knowledge, that kind of genius?
There's a lot of things I would want to do.
Yeah. Well, what Henry does is he invests in the stock market.
Yes.
And he takes care of his family financially. That would be able to understand that and, like, you know, have a talent in that field.
Mm-hmm.
That would be.
It can be complicated.
Yes, it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. We can come back to you on that if you
Yeah,
want.
I kinda
Okay.
think
And this is going to sound weird, but I think I know your answer to this. What was the last movie you saw?
You know my answer?
Well, I'll let you answer, and then I'll tell you why I might know the answer.
Oh, I think it was Wonder Woman.
Okay, that's what I know. Someone who saw you there with a few famous friends at the ArcLight.
Oh, yeah, because Sia wrote the credits song, and she was singing it in the theater, and then everyone got really confused.
She was singing it in the theater
with like
as it was playing.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get that part of the story. That was really cool.
So everyone was like looking around. They were so confused. It was really funny, but
that's really cool. Okay, see, too bad I missed that screening. What was the last movie you saw, Jacob?
The last movie I saw was The Mummy.
Ooh, okay, all right. Is that a kind of like action movie you'd like to make?
Yeah, I
Yeah, all right.
He's in Predator. He's making an action movie.
We're
gonna have action Tremblay.
Yeah, right. Jaden?
In the movie theater or just in general?
In general.
The last movie I saw, I think it was Fist Fight, that Ice Cube Charlie Day.
Oh, yeah.
On the phone here.
There's
With
some
Dean
good...
Norris. That was the movie he was shooting at the same time as ours.
Colin, how about you? I mean, I know you're kind of busy maybe in preps for a certain movie, but...
I am still a human, and I go to the movies.
Good, all right.
I took my daughter to see Wonder Woman.
Yeah?
And boy, it was great, and just seeing how she's 4, might be a little young for it, but we took her anyway, and just seeing how she responded to it. I even put a picture on Twitter of her before and after, and it was just her standing, and then suddenly she's got a sword, and she changed the way that she stands, and it's like, I am Wonder Woman. It was pretty awesome.
It makes you feel like you can go conquer the world after you see it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's limited to the female members of the audience. I mean, I was like ready to go. It's just inspiring in general, like makes you want to believe, and there's hope out there. Which, you know, it actually in a strange way maybe kind of applies to the bigger point of the story here. And there's so many things I want to say, but we can't because we would spoil stuff. But that, to me, is all the more reason you need to go see the Book of Henry. You mentioned The Predator. You're kind of into filming that right now?
Oh, no, I finished it.
You're finished.
I'm finished.
So what? He's like, I'm done. Did my part. What should we expect from this movie?
Shock.
Oh.
You're gonna be scared.
Great.
You're gonna be like, whoa, that's cool.
Okay.
Every time you see me, of course.
We should be scared when we see you?
Oh, no, you should be like,
oh, he's cool.
that's cool.
Oh, the cool part.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That guy's cool.
Gotcha. You're finished shooting it.
Yes.
There's so much hype and interest in this movie. Like, are you guys fully prepared for what's to come?
No, we are not. It's pretty exciting, but I was surprised by it.
It's pretty exciting.
There you go.
Wow.
You're good with puns,
Should
aren't
take
you?
you everywhere.
See, another reason I like you. I love good puns. And then Colin, you still have several months to go before you start shooting episode 9, but
yes, even longer than that. But we just finished in London on Jurassic World 2. And we went to Hawaii for a little bit. So we're almost there. That comes out in a year.
That's
You're
awesome.
gonna go see? Yeah, you'll see that one, right? We've sold one ticket. Jacob.
Probably more than one.
Jacob actually came and visited in London. He got to see some animatronic dinosaurs.
Whoa, really?
And what else? What else did we do? You can tell him.
We went to the Star Wars props department.
Oh.
That was awesome.
I mean, was that just like an amusement park for you?
It was better than an amusement park. Like, it was awesome.
I can only imagine. Now, let's be honest. Are you gonna put him in the movie or not?
Yeah, Colin.
Look. There have been a lot of conversations. I think all the photos that you have from us working on this movie, look at that look, that's a very expectant. Every image that you see when it looks like Jacob and I are sitting talking about the character, we're really talking about Star Wars. We covered a lot of ground.
Did he teach you anything about it that you hadn't thought about?
Absolutely. I talk to a lot of kids about Star Wars. I'm really interested in how they feel about those characters and that story.
I wrote my own Star Wars script.
He wrote his own script.
Wrote the script. Well, your own, not the script.
Right.
But your own.
No,
Right.
he's been working on. He wrote a comic book. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff.
3.
Three comic books.
All right. So we should be looking for episode 9 starring Jacob Tremblay next year.
Bet.
Yeah, potentially. Is this something you hope to even will you work in your own cameo? I think it's kind of a thing with directors.
I don't do on camera. I like doing voices occasionally. I was Mr. DNA in Jurassic World. So maybe I'll find an alien voice or something. My producer Michelle Rejwan on episode 9 was one of the weird aliens in Jakku, and she's it's her moment, and I'm a little envious, so I might become a weird alien voice too.
You should.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, guys, thank you all so much for being here. The movie, it's just incredible. You're all great. The Book of Henry opens nationwide this Friday. Be sure to go see it. You will most certainly be surprised by it. Thank you again, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.